Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Inner Compass podcast. I'm Laurie Lynnsee, and I help midlife women reconnect with themselves so that they can trust their intuition, regulate their nervous systems, and live from their inner wisdom instead of fear, people-pleasing, and self-doubt. This month, we're beginning a brand new series called The Coherent Heart. Throughout July, we're becoming researchers of our own experience. There's nothing new that you need to believe. There is nothing you need to prove, and there's simply something to notice. Today's conversation asks a fascinating question. Does your heart know before your brain? It's a simple question, but the answer is far more nuanced than you might imagine. A story we have all lived. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed tension before anyone spoke? Or met someone and instantly felt comfortable before you knew anything about them? Or had a knot in your stomach, and then later it made perfect sense? Most of us experience moments when our bodies seem to recognize something before our conscious mind can catch up. For centuries, these experiences have been described as intuition. Today, researchers from several scientific disciplines are asking similar questions. Not whether intuition exists, but how our bodies and brains work together to help us perceive the world. So the heart and the brain are always communicating, and one of the pioneers in this field is Dr. J. Andrew Amore. And you know what? I'm going to say a lot of names wrong in this, so please forgive me in advance. He is often known as the father of Neurocardiology. Yep, and there's big words in this podcast too. His research reveals something many people never considered. The heart has its own intrinsic nervous system, a complex network of approximately 40,000 specialized neurons, sometimes referred to as the little brain of the heart. Now, this doesn't mean that your heart thinks in the same way your brain does, but it does mean the heart is capable of sensing, processing, and communicating information with the brain in ways that researchers are now exploring. Communication between the heart and the brain happens continuously through nerves, hormones, pressure waves, and electrical signals. One of the pathways is the vagus nerve. Interestingly, much of the communication travels along the vagus nerve is actually moving from the body towards the brain, reminding us that our bodies are constantly informing our minds. One of the organizations that has spent more than 30 years studying these interactions is the HeartMath Institute, and much of their research has been led by Dr. Roland McCready, along with this research team including Dr. Mike Atkinson, Dana Damasio, and Dr. Raymond Trevor Bradley. Rather than asking, how do we reduce stress, they began asking, what happens when people intentionally cultivate appreciation, compassion, gratitude, or care? They discovered that during these emotional states, many people demonstrate smoother, more coherent heart rhythm patterns. They call this state heart coherence. Heart coherence isn't a feeling, it isn't a belief. It is a measurable psychological pattern that researchers can observe through heart rate variability. Many participants also reported feeling calmer, thinking more clearly, and responding to life's challenges with greater resilience. Another fascinating area of research comes from neuroscience. Researchers now know that our brain processes enormous amounts of information outside of our conscious awareness. Our nervous systems are constantly scanning for patterns, for familiarity, for safety, and for potential danger, long before we curiously understand what's happening. This may help explain why sometimes we experience a gut feeling. Our brains may already have recognized patterns before our conscious minds have put them into words. That doesn't mean that intuition is less remarkable. If anything, it makes it more fascinating. So our body keeps score. And we know this from researchers such as Dr. Antonio Damasio. And he has shown that emotions and body sensations play an essential role in decision making. And his somatic markers hypothesis suggests that our bodies often provide important information that help guide our choices. Similarly, neuroscientist Dr. Candace Pert, has spent years studying how emotions are communicated through the body through neuropeptides, sometimes called the molecules of emotion. Together, these researchers remind us that thinking isn't something that happens only in our heads. Our entire body participates in this experience of being human. Another researcher whose work has deeply influenced my understanding is Dr. Stephen Porges, and he is the creator of the polyvagal theory. His research reminds us that the nervous systems are always asking one question: am I safe? When our bodies feel unsafe, our attention narrows, our thinking changes, our physiology shifts into protection. But when our nervous systems experience safety, we become open, more socially connected, more capable of reflection, learning, and curiosity. Perhaps this is one reason why slowing our breathing and becoming present often feels so transformative. So what does science currently know? Here's what research is supporting: that the heart and brain communicate continuously, that heart rate variability provides valuable information about the autonomic nervous system regulation. Intentional breathing influences the autonomic nervous system. Positive emotional states are associated with more coherent heart rhythm patterns. And body awareness improves emotional awareness and self-regulation. And these findings are supported across multiple areas of research. So what questions remain? At this time, there is so much we don't know. I know that's shocking, but think about it. Every year, more research comes out. That's the cool thing about science. So at this time, there is still so much we don't know. Can heart coherence strengthen intuition? How much of intuition comes from unconscious pattern recognition? Are there aspects of human awareness science hasn't yet learned how to measure? Yes, a lot. And those questions still remain open. And I think that's wonderful because good science continues asking better questions. So let's bring in spirit to this conversation. And one of the reasons I love this conversation is because I don't believe science and spirituality are competing with one another. Science asks, what can we measure? And spirituality asks, what can we experience? Perhaps they are simply asking different questions about the same extraordinary human experience. And maybe our greatest wisdom comes from allowing both conversations to continue. So this week, I'm going to invite you to carry something along with you for the entire month. I want you to create a page in your journal called My Curiosity List. Each day, simply write down moments that make you wonder, questions that arise, body sensations you notice, moments when you felt deeply connected, moments when something surprised you. And you know what? You don't have to solve anything with this list, or you don't have to analyze it. Just simply collect the information. Some of the most important discoveries in history began with somebody saying, I wonder. Perhaps your own discoveries begin in the very same way. So before we finish today, I'd like to leave you with one final question. What question is your heart inviting you to explore this week? You don't need to answer it right now. Simply carry it with you and notice what unfolds. question again is, what question is your heart inviting you to explore this week? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the research that was in this episode. And it comes from several scientific disciplines, including a lot of big words like neurocardiology, neuroscience, psychophysiology, and the nervous system regulation. So I featured Dr. J. Andrew Amor. Again, I may be pronouncing his name incorrectly. And he is the pioneer of neurocardiology and intrinsic cardiac nervous system, also known as the little brain of the heart. And then we have Dr. Roland McCready, and he's the director of research, the HeartMath Institute, heart coherence, and heart rate variability. And his team includes Dr. Mike Atkinson, Dana Tomasio, Dr. Raymond Trevor Bradley. And then we have Dr. Antonio Damasio, and he's the somatic marker hypothesis and decision making. And then we have Dr. Candace Pert. I'm so glad there's a female on this list. Oh, I guess Dana was a female. And her work is around the molecules of emotion. And then we have Dr. Stephen Porges, polyvagal theory. For those interested in learning more, I encourage you to explore their published work and ongoing research. And just a note about this episode. The purpose of this episode is to explore current scientific research alongside personal reflections and lived experience. Science continues to evolve, and many of the topics discussed remain active areas of investigation. Rather than offering definitive answers, my hope is to invite curiosity through reflection and deeper self-awareness. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this conversation sparked curiosity within you, I'd love to invite you into completing the entire Inner Compass journey. I know that sounds like a big deal, but it's really not. I will guide you through it. So my framework is learn, experience, discuss, and explore. And it all starts with my newsletter, Learn. And every week in my newsletter, I explore topics that are at the intersection of spirituality and science. So the newsletter arrives in your email box on Monday morning. And then we experience that topic during Meditation Monday on Monday evenings. And that happens the 7 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone, 8 o'clock Eastern. You know the deal. And then on Tuesday, I invite you to a live discussion on YouTube and Facebook where we discuss what we've been talking about. Or it can be a Q&A about what's going on with you. So join me Tuesdays around the noon hour. And then we explore. And that's the Inner Compass podcast. And it usually drops on Thursday afternoon. So simple. We learn, experience, discuss, and explore. One journey, 4 ways to connect with your inner compass. And before we meet again, bring your curiosity list, especially to Meditation Monday and True North Tuesday, because every question you write down becomes another opportunity to reconnect with your inner compass. So until next time, keep learning, keep noticing, keep trusting yourself, and as always, awaken, remember, rise.